We really like the Hyundai Ioniq 5 here at Cars.com, so much so that we named it Best EV 2 years in a row for 2023 and 2024. Now, a series of subtle but meaningful updates from Hyundai for the 2025 model year, including a new off-road-oriented trim, has Hyundai saying that this is better than ever. Is that true? Well, there's only one way to find out. The biggest news, I would say, surrounding the 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5 is that it is now officially the first non-Tesla vehicle to come from the factory with a NACS charge port as standard, which means that, yes, owners are now able to plug and charge at a Tesla supercharging station. As you might expect, the new standard NACS port also signifies a raft of powertrain changes under the skin. Both available batteries are bigger than before, with the standard range battery up 5 kilowatt hours to 63 kilowatt hours total, and the long range battery up 6.6 to 84 kilowatt hours total. A bigger battery means slightly longer charge time as well, but range is up across the board, spanning from just 9 extra miles on the top spec all-wheel drive limited trim to 30 extra miles on the SE and SEL all-wheel drive trims. That's pretty major. This also translates to new minimum range of 245 miles of total range on the single motor standard range configuration to a maximum range of 318 miles before you even have to add another motor. In all-wheel drive configuration, minimum range is 259 miles in the XRT that runs all the way up to 290 miles in the middle trims. Let's go back to charging for a second. Access to the Tesla charging network is more convenient than it is speedy, with its 10 to 80% charge time of 24 minutes for the single motor and 30 minutes for the dual motor, lagging behind peak CCS charge time of 20 minutes, 10 to 80% on 350 kilowatts CCS charger, regardless of drivetrain. And yes, all new Ioniq 5s do come standard with a CCS charge port adapter. You've really got to know your Ioniq 5s to be able to spot the differences between the updated 2025 model and the previous version. For the most part, in the front, we've just got more black plastic design down here on the bottom, and we got some more prominent chrome trim around the front. Moving along the side, we have a new updated wheel design that's more aerodynamic and efficient than before. And around back, the only update you're going to get is to the roof-mounted boiler for improved airflow. And oh, yep, customers have been begging for a standard rear-mounted wiper for the rear window. I think that's kind of a necessity, and well, here it is. And that's it. And actually, I think that's totally fine because an Ioniq 5 of any year, I believe, is still one of the more interesting and well-designed new vehicles on the road today. Unsurprisingly, more has been done on the inside than outside, but it's still fairly subtle. The steering wheel design is updated, and the prior dual 12-inch displays are now 12.3 inches each. Not too bad. Also not bad, standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Finally, my favorite bit has to be the redesigned center console with a reworked wireless charge pad, under console storage area, and oh my goodness, more hard buttons. Instead of digging through menus for the heated and ventilated seat controls and camera functions, you've got a dedicated line of hard buttons on that new center console. So great. The all-new off-road-oriented XRT trim has to be the biggest model update, or rather trim update, for the 2025 model year because, look at it. I mean, my goodness, this thing is very starkly different from the road-going standard Ioniq 5. Take the cladding, all this extra black cladding, for instance. If you get kind of close and look at this, it is covered in a textured motif that Hyundai calls digital camouflage. Gotta say that these bright red painted tow hooks up front are very much functional, as are the XRT-specific wheels and all the standard all-terrain tires. Other than some more protection here and there, your eyes are not deceiving you. You better get out your measuring tape here because there's a 0.9 of an inch suspension lift over the standard road-going Ioniq 5. And I think with that in combination with tow hooks and tires, I think it makes it ready for the desert. What do you think? Let's get out there. Let's test it out. So, is the 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5 XRT the off-road superstar EV of your dreams? No, come on. You knew it wasn't going to be that. Hyundai knows it's not going to be that. Everybody knows it's not meant to take on the Rubicon, to take on, Moab or anything like that. No. This is built for, well, other than, daily commuting and workaday stuff, it's built for this kind of stuff. The flat-ish, sandy-ish fire roads, the stuff you'll find out in the California's Mojave Desert, you'll find out in the flatlands of Utah, country roads, fire roads. It's not meant for any sort of serious off-roading. It's not intended for that. What it's intended to be is just, a little bit more fun, a little bit more cheeky. We're not doing anything right now that I don't think a standard non-XRT Ioniq 5 couldn't handle. For the most part, this is for those occasional times during the year which you go to like your cabin, or you go to like some remote hiking trailhead, or you maybe go meet your friends for slight off-road glamping or camping. It's for when your town gets really snowy, maybe. Speaking of snow, the XRT does come with some terrain modes that are exclusive to this trim, in that the normal Ioniq 5 does not have any terrain modes. Operated by this unique steering wheel mounted button, we've got snow, mud, sand, very simple. And that is in addition to, sport, normal, eco modes that you have for the road. Now, this is available in one powertrain configuration, and that is dual motor with the long-range battery, which gives it 320 horsepower and 446 pounds-feet of torque. It's pretty good. With all the traction control off and everything, even with these all-terrain tires, you really can get this thing boogieing along out here. With the instant torque of the EV, it's fun to sling some sand. Like the regular Ioniq 5 and especially the Ioniq 5 N, it does feel like a bloated hot hatch, and that's a compliment. It will, if pushed, hang it out a little bit. I mean, maybe this is dual motor, but we have a power distribution thing on the like a little gauge showing where the power is being sent right on the dash here, and some of it's a fair amount's going to the rear motor. The main benefit you're going to get from the XRT is peace of mind if you do go soft-roading and kind of roads like this. Peace of mind with the all-terrain tires, which have durability and traction, obviously, and that 0.9-inch suspension lift. That's where you're going to get the biggest benefit. And if you're planning on getting stuck, those functional tow hooks up front, which are capable of towing or being towed 5,000 pounds, over 5,000 pounds. What it is really good at is being remarkably, surprisingly comfortable off-road. It is remarkably composed over what I would say is moderate to severe washboard surfaces out here in the desert. And if it's comfy out here, as you see I'm being shaken around and everything, you can bet it is super comfortable out on the road. Now, unfortunately, I'm not going to get a chance to drive this today out on the main road environment. Overall, how fun. I'm glad it exists rather than not. I will say, I think it's a little bit of a missed opportunity to throw the Ioniq 5 N's 670 horsepower drivetrain or powertrain configuration in this, and throw in like some fake rallies. Those are the augmented rally sounds that the N has. How fun would that be? Maybe jack it up just a little bit more in height, like a rally raid Ioniq 5. I can dream. Maybe I'm being a little early here, but overall, I'm just happy that this exists as it is, and I think a fair number of customers are also going to go for this. Does the 2025 model drive any different than the 2023 or 2024 model? No, not appreciably so. And again, but like I said with the styling, it's hardly a bad thing. It is, holistically speaking, just a nice, very comfortable, easy EV crossover. In this high-spec limited trim, it's loaded with all the gizmos you could ever really want. My seats right now in the desert are nice and cool. Could put them on heating if I wanted to. Same with the steering wheel. You've got auto hold. You've got all the automatic climate control functions that you'd ever need. We've got all the active safety, which includes all the adaptive, cruise control, all that kind of lane keeping assist that I know some of you guys like. If you liked what the 2023 and 2024 had to offer, you're going to really like the 2025. I do think these changes make it a more compelling package or a more compelling vehicle, but the previous models also were very compelling. So this is kind of just like syrup or sprinkles on your ice cream. This, like the XRT, is the dual motor all-wheel drive model, 320 horsepower and 446 pounds-feet of torque. This really has no performance aspirations other than that instant torque that we all know and love with EVs. Yeah, this is not the N. For day-to-day transportation, this is rather quick. You're going to have no problem merging, no problem passing. I mean, if you want to have good range, you can maybe keep your foot out of it, but with regard to driver inputs, we're just where you left it in 2023 and 2024. Rather numb, light, very digital steering, but it's nice. It's fine. It's not what this car is about. Acceleration's great, ride quality's great, quiet, it's well equipped, looks crazy cool. What's not to like? I love model year refreshes where it's just more of what we already love. And that is the case with the 2025 Hyundai Ioniq 5. We've got a bigger battery, more range, more charging options, more screen, more accoutrement, more trims, more. Now, that also does mean more money, but it's not too bad. The basest of base 2025 model starts at $43,975, and according to Hyundai, that's just $780 more than it was before. Now, I like this, but is all of these changes enough to maybe earn it its third best EV of the year award from Cars.com? Time will tell on that, but for now, you can get my full thoughts and review on Cars.com/news.